In the meal house, from the Fox 61 by Carrier Kitchen, we are celebrating Sloppy Joes.
Yeah, it's National Sloppy Joe Day, but this isn't canned stuff that we're working with today. Matt Scott is in the kitchen welcoming a guest in person after many virtual cooking appearances over Zoom. What's cooking with those Sloppy Joes, Matt?
Oh my gosh, we're in the by Carrier Kitchen. And you know what? It's funny because you go, National Sloppy Joe Day? Really? Why? And the answer is, we don't know. But we do know that they were invented not here, but in Cuba.
Love it.
And that's a true story. We'll go back into that in just a second. But Cuban, 100% Cuban, Ani Robaina is with us, back with us, and not virtual. It's nice to see you in real life.
Nice to be here.
Yes,
Thank you
it's
so
nice
much.
To be back in here. We're gonna do.
Lovely.
We're gonna upscale the Sloppy Joe because for those of you who remember, like Sloppy Joe Day at your school, this is much better, right?
It is much better, although
Right.
I did bring an ice cream
Okay,
scoop
good.
just to...
Now listen, if you want the recipe, get your phone out right now and let's put up the QR code if we have it. I think we do. There it is. If you put your phone up to that right now, the recipe is waiting for you right now. So we'll do that again at the end of the cooking segment. But Ani, let's go to work. What do you got here to make a upscale Sloppy Joe?
So we're going to call these Havana Joes.
Okay.
Just to keep that Cuban theme going.
Okay,
so,
that works.
This is a traditional dish called picadillo that we sort of have evolved it into a
Which I
Sloppy
love.
Joe.
Right.
It's delicious. And it couldn't be easier. So
Okay.
you put everything in one pan.
One pot dish, good.
I like to use a mix of veal, pork, and beef.
Okay.
And you can use just pork or just beef.
Okay.
So that's what we have here. And we have our shallots, and we have capers and olives.
And this is where it gets creative because and I notice with capers especially, you're adding a little sweetness to this.
You're adding a little sweetness.
Which is very picadillo-y.
Right.
Which is not a word.
Exactly. And and it cuts through all that tomato, you know,
Right.
and so, which is sometimes those Sloppy Joes are a little sweet and unctuous.
Well,
right?
they're just loose. It wasn't something that I got at school day. I would bring a bagged lunch instead. What are we doing here?
So we have peppers, and then instead of sugar, which a lot of Sloppy Joes have, we just have some currants.
Oh, raisins.
Raisins, like golden, and we have soaked these in sweet cherry.
Oh, well, I'm good for soaking anywhere.
So we're putting all of these in, and then it's as simple as that. We're going to do this, and then we're just going to cover it.
How long?
And just stir it like every 5 minutes till the meat is cooked
Right.
through.
Sloppy Joes actually, again, so here's what happened. They were big in Cuba back in the 1930s, and it figures a guy in Jersey goes down to Havana, meets a guy, a bartender named, guess what?
Joe.
Sloppy Joe. There you go.
Excellent.
Now you know the history. Why today? Again, we don't know, but we don't care. This is a finished product, and take a look at this because again, now if you know your picadillo, this is pretty much a very similar dish to
Yes,
it, right?
correct, yeah.
But that is not, and it looks a lot firmer than your regular Sloppy Joe.
Right.
And now let's plate them up here.
And if you can let this sit overnight, it's even better.
Really?
Like if
Why?
you make it, because the flavors will just kind of melt and it will be really nice. And so,
Let your Sloppy Joe sit overnight. That's the takeaway.
ice cream scoop. Because you have to have the school touch, your cafeteria touch. These are brioche sliders.
I love those.
And we have a little bit of fresh arugula and our Sloppy Joe mix.
They didn't serve arugula at my elementary school.
And then, along with the recipe for the Sloppy Joe, I added this recipe for the quick, sweet pickled jalapeno.
Look at this. Is that, as I spilled the juice everywhere. It's been a while since I've done this, Ani. Hey, listen, put up the QR code again because this is going to be waiting for you. Look at me point to the camera. There you go. The Fox 61 Meal House has 2 recipes for you. How to make these upscale Sloppy Joes and the pickled jalapenos, which I was worried to touch because I don't love spicy, but they're very sweet.
They're good. They're sweet and they're good.
All right, and then the finished product, and then also, and I love this because if you really want to get clever, take a look at this. I'm going to grab this. You did the same thing, but in empanada form.
In an empanada. So sloppy empanadas. Which
Sloppy
is really
empanadas. There was no man in Havana, Cuba named Sloppy Empanada. Ani Robaina, lovely to see you.
Thank you. Thanks for
Nice
having
to see
me.
you. Thanks
Love
for being the
being here.
first person back
I am
in the
honored.
by Carrier Kitchen. I'm going to take a bite. We're going to take a break. Back for more.
Cheers.